They figured out this object, now named 3I Atlas, was an interstellar visitor.
Elon Musk's announcement electrified the airwaves. The 3I Atlas might not be a piece of terrestrial engineering at all, but an alien spacecraft. The revelation arrived as something between revelation and provocation, delivered with that familiar Muskian flair, oscillating between deadpan wit and probing earnestness. The room had been quiet, media lights flashed, satellites of attention gathering, and then came the three words that spun the context out of orbit. Alien spacecraft. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. That single suggestion upended boundaries between human ingenuity and extraterrestrial possibility, between futurism and actual arrival. All at once, conversations about gravity-assist trajectories and reusable rockets shifted into the realm of universal first contact. People began to parse Musk's words. Was this carefully calculated hyperbole designed to jolt public imagination? Or was it something more? A disclosure so profound that it threatened to redefine our perspective on our place in the cosmos. Fueling the fascination was the choice of nomenclature. 3I Atlas already sounded cryptic, like a secret project whispered about in government corridors or deep tech labs. To learn that such a code name might hide non-human origins teased the imagination. Even the letters themselves seemed heavy with portent. What could the I's stand for? Could they be initials of interstellar intelligence or indications, however mistranslated, of origin outside traditional human frameworks? The name Atlas conjures mythological heft. When paired with alien craft speculation, it imbued the project with mythic weight. Gods and mortals, titans launching cosmic ambition. As the words reverberated, social media networks lit up. Forums and comment threads filled with gauzy speculation and wild theories. Did Musk base his claim on spectral readings, unusual propulsion characteristics, electromagnetic anomalies? Was there hardware in orbit behaving in inexplicable ways? Some analysts immediately pressed for data, diagrams, telemetry, anything concrete to examine. Others embraced the speculative spirit, leaving behind scientific rigor for flights of fancy about alien propulsion systems and incomprehensibly advanced engineering. Conversations spilled into academic circles and policy think tanks. If the 3I Atlas were alien in origin, what protocols did its existence trigger? International agreements, space law conventions, de facto disclosures, all hung in question. Governments would need to calibrate their response. Would they acknowledge possession, call for collaboration, or establish quarantine zones even in orbit? The revelation threatened to split consensus. Some would argue for transparency and open investigation, while others might favor secrecy, citing national security or geopolitical leverage. Even in closed national security circles, the potential implications would ripple outward, influencing strategic planning, budget priorities, and the race for technological parity. At the same time, the revelation carried philosophical weight. For centuries, humanity has wondered whether we are alone. The suggestion of a tangible artifact of alien origin burrowed into core beliefs. Some found the notion thrilling, the first physical confirmation that cosmic neighbors exist. Others reacted with existential dread. Did alien engineers visit Earth at some point, or is our human technology unraveling accidentally revealed cosmic traces? The possibility provoked deep disquiet, disorienting assumptions about dominance, autonomy, and the specialness of the human story. As the event unfolded, media outlets scrambled to frame what had happened. Headlines ranged from "Musk drops interplanetary bombshell" to "Is Earth no longer alone?" Public conversations turned speculative. If the 3I Atlas is alien, what was its purpose? Exploration? Observation? Communication? A stranded probe? Theories abounded. Maybe it carried surveying instruments, or surveillance arrays, or even wildly transformative technologies. The terminology itself invited meta-interpretation. Atlas could stand for artifact transmitting light across space, or something far more cryptic. Whatever the intention, it felt like a gift wrapped in enigma. Viewed from another angle, Musk's suggestion reframed our understanding of the technological arc. Human aerospace achievements, rockets, satellites, probes, are marvels of cumulative effort. If an extraterrestrial spacecraft has already materialized in orbit and under a cover name, our own accomplishments pale by comparison, or at least shift in scale. It instills humility and pushes humanity's aspirations even higher. What advanced civilizations could achieve, and how quickly distracted from our usual benchmarks of success. The very suggestion of an alien spacecraft orbiting Earth cast our ambitions into a wider frame. Missions to Mars, colonization plans, satellites, everything suddenly became part of a cosmic relay. Urban mythmakers and creative storytellers responded with fervor. Writers and artists proposed fictionalized accounts. What if the 3I Atlas were discovered decades ago and only now publicly revealed? What if it communicated silently, waiting for recognition, releasing cryptic pulses of energy? Could it be like a guardian or a watched being or a message in a bottle? The cultural response was swift. Artists turned to paintings, music, performance pieces. Sci-fi authors leapt to novel ideas, reimagining first contact scenarios where we passively orbit an alien intelligence. Children's imaginations did circles. Possibility dramas played out at dinner tables. It's really got little aliens. Designs on friends' notebooks, conspiratorial whisperings during recess. Meanwhile, teachers used the revelation to usher lessons in astronomy, physics, public policy into palpable relevance. Suddenly, the Heisenberg uncertainty principle seemed connected to questions of hidden interactions and observational consequences. Investors and entrepreneurs considered the implications. If a craft of alien origin was orbiting, what technologies could be gleaned? Would space engineering shifts move even faster as companies raced to reverse engineer, or at least mimic, alien innovations? Discussions bubbled in rocket startups and aerospace corridors. Are we looking at exotic energy sources, non-chemical thrust, warp field constructs? Could we in principle tap new physics? Of course, all of this remained speculative. No specifications had been confirmed. Still, the thought of answering Maxwell's equations with alien additions animated whiteboards and speculative venture decks. Political leaders across continents had to parse the signal. Should they call for international scientific summits, either under the UN Office for Outer Space Affairs, or ad hoc bodies? Cooperative frameworks to investigate alien presence would need negotiation. What rights or responsibilities would attach to such an artifact? Treaties like the Outer Space Treaty of 1967 might need reinterpretation or amendment. If a non-human spacecraft occupied Earth-adjacent space, could it be considered wildlife or heritage? Or does it demand entirely new legal categories? Debates would likely occur in legislative chambers, diplomatic backchannels, and academic conferences. Religious and ethical spheres reacted in their own register. Religious leaders posed doctrinal questions. Does extraterrestrial intelligence challenge notions of creation, divine purpose, or the uniqueness of humanity? Some found the revelation unsettling, while others embraced it as a wider demonstration of cosmic creativity. Clerics suggested that alien visitation might be part of a greater moral plan, or a test, or an invitation to expand spiritual horizons. In online forums, arguments coexisted: theological adaptation, mystical metaphors, rejection, even outright denial that Musk could have made such a claim. Philosophers and ethicists turned to the implications for identity. If we are no longer the sole makers, what does that mean for human agency? For our creative narratives and our conception of progress? The possibility of non-human intelligence gifted with, or even surpassed, by alien technology provoked re-examination of anthropocentrism. Advocacy groups for human and civil rights debated analogies. If the 3I Atlas is other, how do we practice dignity and engagement? Must protocols honor its presumed intelligence and autonomy? The conversation threaded across cognitive science, rights theory, and emergent technoethics. Public fascination rode the news cycle. Podcasts popped up overnight dissecting Musk's revelation through every lens. Nuts and bolts, spiritual, political, psychological, everywhere. What if cascaded through the cultural psyche. Even skeptics found themselves lulled into possibility, if only to argue its improbability. What made the reveal so compelling was not just the idea of aliens, but the concrete, code-named nature of the object. It wasn't just a light in the sky or a signal, it was labeled, tracked, and now publicly reframed. That made it tangible, unsettling, and exotically real. Meanwhile, truth seekers and hoax hunters converged on the story. Some detectives combed for Musk's communications, his past comments, old tweets, wondering whether this was a theatrical flourish designed to distract from underlying news, say, a major funding round or regulatory push. Others scoured space agency databases, telescope logs, open-source imagery. Did observatories record something unusual in the altitude band? Did radio astronomy capture anything? Amateur skywatchers plotted uncertain traces. Debates erupted between official facts and open-source evidence. the speculative chase became a cultural chase through darkened skies and amateur telescopes. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on the 3i Atlas? Will it prove to be alien tech? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching and see you next time.